Imagine this. You've been married for 4 years. You and your husband desperately trying to conceive. Months, even years go by. But no matter what you try, nothing seems to work. Tests say you're both healthy, so what's the problem? You pray. You wait. You trust the process. Then, out of nowhere, a miracle. You find out you're pregnant. Finally, the dream you've been waiting for so long is coming true. But as you begin planning for your baby, something happens that shakes your entire world. A secret hidden deep within your marriage is about to be revealed. Stay tuned. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because this story is one of betrayal, heartbreak, and shocking twists. It will make you question, how far would you go to protect yourself and your family? I married my husband 4 years ago. We both dreamed of starting a family, and after the wedding, we couldn't wait to try for a baby. But after months of trying, we still weren't pregnant. Every test came back fine. Everything was normal. But still, no baby. It was incredibly frustrating. I kept wondering if it was something I was doing wrong. For 2 years, we tried everything. I prayed every night, went to specialists, and followed the doctor's advice. Still nothing. It felt like the whole world was moving on while I was stuck in the same place. My husband, however, remained calm. He assured me time and time again that everything would be fine. He gave me peace. He didn't let me give up. Then, to lift my spirits, he did things that were so thoughtful, changing my car, taking me on vacations, even giving me money to help fund my business. All of it was his way of showing me he was in this with me, no matter what. Slowly, I started to believe again. I kept praying, and then one day, I found out I was pregnant. We were overjoyed. It was a miracle. But just when I thought everything was finally falling into place, I found out something that would turn my world upside down. It happened when I was 3 months pregnant. I was out shopping when I received a call from an anonymous woman. She told me that my husband had fathered a child with another woman 2 years ago. She even went as far as to say that the woman was pregnant again and about to give birth. My heart sank. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I demanded to know how she knew this, and she sent me photos of my husband at the hospital with a woman. There were pictures from the baby's naming ceremony. It was all so real, too real. I was in shock. How could he do this? How could he keep such a massive secret from me? My mind raced. I felt sick, betrayed, confused. He had been so calm. Was that why? Was that why he was suddenly so generous with gifts and everything? I confronted him. I needed the truth. And then he told me. He confessed. He told me that he thought I wasn't going to be able to have children. So he made a plan to have someone else give him the children he wanted. He didn't think it was a big deal. It was just a plan, he said. The woman agreed to have his children without the need for marriage. He said he didn't know why her family was now demanding marriage. As he spoke, I stood there numb. I didn't say a word. I didn't scream. I didn't shout. I just listened in silence, careful not to upset my pregnancy. But inside, I was broken. The man I trusted, the man I thought I knew, had been living a lie. That night, I couldn't sleep. I spent hours thinking, trying to make sense of everything. But I couldn't. I couldn't trust him anymore. I couldn't trust anything he had ever said. Over the next few days, I kept my distance. I didn't tell anyone what was going on, not even my closest family. My husband kept calling, texting, begging for forgiveness, but I was silent. I didn't respond. I just needed time to think. I knew I had to protect my child. I couldn't let this situation put my baby at risk. So I started making plans. I had a house I'd been building, but it wasn't finished yet. I quietly got my contractor to finish the electricals and add the final touches. No one knew where I was, not even my parents. I became a ghost. I didn't go to work. I stopped going to the family hospital for checkups. I even avoided going to places where I knew my husband might find me. I couldn't bear seeing him. The silence was unbearable, but it gave me space to think clearly. When I was ready, I released my maternity photos. But here's the twist. I didn't include him. It was something we had originally planned to do together. He was looking forward to it, but I didn't want him in my life anymore. I wanted him to know what he had lost. And that's when he sent me a long message threatening divorce. I told him I was ready for it. I had no fear anymore. But I couldn't just disappear without making sure I was safe. So after much thinking, I decided to go to hospital to deliver my baby. It wasn't the plan we had, but I knew it was best for me. I wasn't going to let him control me anymore. Finally, the day came. My water broke, and I let him know. He arrived at the hospital, but so did my parents, his family, and even the other woman's family. It was a tense moment. All these people gathered around me as I went through hours of labor. My husband tried to speak to me during those painful hours, but I ignored him. I couldn't face him. When my son was born, it was a bittersweet moment. I was holding my baby, but my heart was broken. A few days later, we returned to my husband's house. But things weren't simple. The other woman's family had made it clear they wanted him to marry her. If he didn't, they were prepared to take legal action. My husband refused. He said he had no intention of marrying her. But then everything took a turn. His family tried to intervene, talking to the other woman's family, but they were dismissed. Now, it looks like a legal battle is coming. He's threatening to take the woman to court for custody of the children. As I sit here, listening to everyone's plans, his family, my family, the other woman's family, I realize something. I've been silent, watching, waiting for the right moment. I know my worth now. I know I can't keep living in a lie. After my child's naming ceremony, I'm going back to my place. I don't know what the future holds, but I won't let this betrayal define me. I won't let him control me anymore. And so the battle continues. Who will take responsibility for his children? Will he win custody? Will our marriage survive this betrayal? I don't know, but one thing is for sure. I'm not backing down. What happens next? Will this marriage survive the test of time? Or will the secrets destroy everything? Only time will tell. But remember, in the face of betrayal, it's up to you to decide how much you're willing to fight for your peace and your future. Stay tuned for the conclusion of this story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to find out what happens next.